Let us take you on a tour of MS George Eliot, one of Riviera Travel's newest river cruise ships. MS George Eliot was launched in 2019 and has a capacity of 132 passengers and 36 crew. We were invited to take a Rhine river cruise on this ship to find out what it's like to cruise with Riviera Travel, so let's jump on board. When you first get on board George Eliot, you'll find yourself in the main lobby on Ruby Deck. This is an elegant space with its marble floor and tasteful decor. It's also a very functional space because it's where you'll find the reception desk to help you with any ship-related queries and accessing the free Wi-Fi. The travel desk is a useful place to find information about the destinations and tours during your cruise. Riviera Travel include a tour in every port, and the cruise director and cruise concierge are both on hand with advice and recommendations. You can find the daily programme of activities displayed on this desk, as well as sign-up sheets for buses and tours. There's a small shop on board selling gifts and accessories so you can treat yourself or someone at home. There's even waterproof jackets available to purchase in case you need one. Another nice feature we like about the lobby is its easy access to the outside. When you're cruising, you can walk out through the double doors on both sides and take a glimpse of the riverscape scenery as it passes you by. This is also where you can access the sun deck, but we'll come back to that in a little while. The Panorama Lounge is the ship's main entertainment space, and it's large enough to see all passengers for nightly entertainment, safety briefings, port talks, and special events. This space is a wonderful place to come during the day to enjoy the views from the windows on all three sides. There's a selection of games and cards to use, or you may just decide to find a quiet spot to read a good book here. This is where you'll find the bar, serving a selection of wine, beer, soft drinks, coffees, and spirits and cocktails. If you're curious about the drinks prices on Riviera Travel cruises, we'd recommend taking a look at our guide to drinks and drinks packages over on our website. You can find the direct link in this video's description. Our tip is to look out for the 2 drinks of the day as you first walk into the lounge to see if anything takes your fancy. At the very front of the ship is an outdoor seating area that offers some great views when sailing. There are doors leading out to this area from the lounge. From here you can get a great perspective because this is the lowest deck with outside seating. Let's go back to the lobby, which, like ocean cruise ship atriums, is the hub of the ship. Down a small set of stairs is the 24-hour drink station. Here you can grab a tea, coffee, hot chocolate or filtered water whenever you like. This is a really handy facility and is always topped up with mugs and, most importantly, cookies. This is Deck 2, and near the drink station you can take a look at the information notice board. It's updated daily with news and information, as well as a map of the itinerary. This is really interesting to stop and take a look at. The main restaurant on MS George Eliot. This restaurant offers breakfast, lunch and dinner. Tables of 4, 6 and 8 are available, but if you want to dine as a couple, the flexible time dining means that you can definitely still have a table to yourselves. Breakfast and lunch is served as a combination of menu and buffet options, with dinner being a 4-course meal each evening. We had the opportunity to take a tour of the galley, and we were very impressed by the standard and quantity of dishes that were being created in this very small space. 8 crew members work in the galley to prepare what seems like an extraordinary amount of food. Any dietary requirements can be catered for on this ship as long as you contact Riviera Travel before your cruise to discuss your requirements. Let's head down to the lowest deck and work our way upwards. Deck 1 is mostly made up of cabins. Crew cabins are also here, so there are slightly less passenger cabins on this deck. One thing that is here is a hair and beauty salon, offering passengers the chance for a bit of a spruce up and a pampering session. You can book to have your hair done, and there's even a nail bar. At this point, it's worth mentioning about the accessibility of this ship. There's a lift that serves 3 decks, So no matter where your cabin is located, all passenger decks can be accessed via the lift. It's worth knowing that the lift doesn't go to the sun deck at the very top, which is only accessed by stairs shown here. Wheelchairs and mobility scooters can be used on excursions, however, cannot be used on board the ships due to safety reasons. The good news is that there are a couple of outside spaces at the front and the back of MS George Eliot, so if you can't use these stairs, you can still enjoy the views and fresh air. Moving up to deck 3 is the Diamond Deck. This deck has lots of cabins, but at the very aft is the second restaurant on board called the Riverview Kitchen. This small included restaurant is open for lunch and dinner, and whilst you need to make a reservation for dinner, you're welcome to just turn up at lunch and enjoy the food and the views. We would definitely recommend dining here at least once during your cruise. Just outside the Riverview Kitchen is a small outside area that offers some really great wake views while sailing. This is usually a very quiet and shady spot tucked away. We're not quite sure why this area wasn't more popular, but we aren't complaining. Finally, let's take you to deck 4, the sun deck. This is a good place to come for panoramic views, especially when sailing through more scenic places like the Rhine Gorge. At the aft of the sun deck is a small plunge pool, and this is heated so no matter what the weather is like, you can still enjoy a dip. We've been on other river ships with and without pools, and we have to say we definitely missed having one on our last river cruise. There's no need to worry about packing extra towels or using your cabin towels, because just nearby there are chests with clean towels to help yourself to, as well as chests to put your used towels afterwards. Next to the pool is a 4-hole putting green. This is the biggest putting green we've ever seen on a river ship, so a few people can use this at the same time with plenty of space. Putters and balls can be borrowed from the reception desk. Towards the middle of the sun deck, you can relax and enjoy the scenery from one of the deck chairs, or you may choose to sit with friends at one of the tables. Carrying on towards the front of the ship, there are plenty of sun loungers as well, and as you can see, even in October on the Rhine, it is still warm enough to enjoy the sunny weather. We liked this space behind the bridge because it was a bit more sheltered, which is an ideal place to go while sailing. No matter where you go on the sun deck, you're sure to have some beautiful views, and the area at the very front of the ship offers an unobstructed position suited to spotting interesting landmarks you're approaching. We particularly like the thoughtful design of this bench seating here, so you can sit and enjoy a drink and watch the world go by. It's worth being aware that there's very little protection from the wind here, so in cooler months, you definitely might need to wrap up warm if you decide to sit here whilst travelling along the river. Just behind are some comfortable chairs to sit back and relax, and the furniture facing outwards is a thoughtful touch. So what about the safety on MS George Eliot? The beauty of river cruising is that you are never very far from land, but at the start of your cruise you will be expected to attend a safety briefing. You won't find life jackets taking up lots of room in your cabin because they are stored at your muster station like this one. So, are you tempted to try a Riviera Travel river cruise? Why not watch this video next, which explains everything included with your river cruise.